Is this thing on? All right, everybody. So, welcome back to Meek Mac's channel. Here is Cladarius Maximus, my sweet big fat chunky boy. Hi, Clyde. Say hello to everybody with your big goofy face. Look at that. How could you not love that? He's a sweet boy. All right, beefcake. All right, so today, don't mind my dirty, disgusting house. Today we're going to be doing just kind of a show and tell. We're not going to be doing like a full install because I've already had this part on the car, but we're just going to be kind of looking over how you were to install it if one of you guys would be doing it at home by yourselves. So let's go outside. Let's go to the Supra and check out what we're working with. Let's get it unlocked. I think I already popped the hood. We're gonna walk down here. Let's flip the camera around for you guys. There's the Supra in all its glory. Beautiful, bright yellow in the sunshine. So we're gonna walk down here. Pancake, chill. Oh God, got that out of hell in a Sienna. We're gonna walk down here to my garage real quick, and I'm gonna grab the aftermarket Titan Motorsports downpipe, so you can see what it looks like. I can show you guys how that downpipe looks. Ooh, so pretty. Anyways, so this is a Titan Motorsports downpipe. It is a full decat, so there's no catalytic converter on it. I'm gonna pull it out here real quick. I believe I have it sitting here in the floor. Yep, there it is. Let's just grab that real quick. Hopefully there's no spooters in it. Yep, there might be a spooter in it. Fuck it, it's a little one. I'm not gonna worry about it. We're in Tennessee. We're good old Southern boys, after all. So I'm gonna set it down here real quick in the shade so I'm not burning up. You guys can kind of see what it looks like. So this is a Titan Motorsports downpipe. It is a 3-inch downpipe, full decat. It's got a little flex bend section here in the middle. Sorry if my voice sounds like it's gone a little bit. Was out on the lake the other day. And get that off of there. So yeah, you've got a couple little bungs welded on here. Really nice welds from Titan Motorsports. It's a beautiful downpipe. You can see it's already been changing a bunch of colors from whenever I had it on my car. Whenever you guys go to install this part on your car, if you were to get a Titan Motorsports downpipe or any other one, you know, they are very similar for the A90 or A91 platform. This one being a decat. It is nothing crazy, but basically just a big open pipe. There's no catalytic converter inside of it, and it is fairly easy to install. So whenever it comes to installing this part, it is pretty simple. This right here is the top section that you would be mating up to your turbocharger on the car, to that 6-port turbo that is under the hood of the Mark V Supra. This piece right here comes with a V-band clamp that is on the stock downpipe, and that part is something that you're going to reuse to put onto this one for whenever you mount it into the stock location up into the turbo after you take the stock part out. So once you take that ring off and you throw it back onto this one after you pull the other one out, that is one thing that you'll just tighten back into place. You got to make sure you line everything up properly so that gasket that is up against that turbo meets that little spot right there around that port on it. Besides that, you definitely have to move over your O2 sensors that screw into these two locations. You got an upstream one and a downstream one, and then this bracket right here is technically the only bracket that's holding the downpipe into place, even on the stock one. But this bracket has two little bolts here that you pull out and just move over to this one. I did find it easier also as well whenever you are putting in this downpipe into that location, which we can kind of start walking up there right now, just so I can kind of show you guys what it looks like. Ooh, check this out. If you guys aren't from the South, I know I get easily distracted. That's a cicada. He was dead on the driveway this morning. Pretty big. They make a lot of noise at night. They're common around here. Basically a big old beetle bug bus looking thing. It's about the size of my finger. But yeah, they make a ton of like zapping noises at night. Super fun. They're almost kind of fuzzy because they have fine little hairs on them. Anyways, hope you guys aren't grossed out by bugs. They are pretty interesting though. There's an awesome nice anthill that I almost stepped in yesterday, which I don't want to do because I already got stung in the freaking back of the leg yesterday by a big old wasp over at work. Got that awesome sting there. My ankle was swelled up the size of a melon yesterday. I'm not allergic, but it was a pretty big wasp. Might have been a yellow jacket, but yeah, didn't feel good nonetheless. I think I already have the Supra unlocked, so we'll go ahead and pop the hood open. Woohoo. there it is in all its glory. So I'll pop this guy off here just to give you guys a little bit better view. Those do just come straight off. Actually, I don't want to put it in the grass because we can just lay it here. I just need to be able to get to this side here. So if we walk over here, take a look at it. The airbox is kind of in the way, but if you look, let me see if I can get it to focus. That spot right there, so that is the V-band clamp and the top of the factory downpipe. So that part there is what you're going to loosen up with a bolt underneath. I think it's like a 10 or a 13 or so that you loosen. It loosens that clamp up on the side of the downpipe. Over on the back side of it right here is where you'll find those two bolt holes that I was mentioning are on that bracket that hold that downpipe in place right there. So you'll have to remove those, and then besides that and the O2 sensors, the only other thing that holds the downpipe on is just the clamp at the end of the mid pipe right at the front. So it, you know, bolts around that piece right there. Why is it not focusing? Okay, yep, you bolt around that piece right there on the end of the downpipe, mates up to the mid pipe, bada bing, bada boom, and that's it. So super easy to do. It's a fairly simple install, nothing crazy. You'll probably see the end of that downpipe down there where it bolts onto it right there. It's at the bottom, which I might be able to kind of show you guys here underneath possibly. Maybe, no, sort of, kind of. No, not really. Can't really see it. But you know, that's why I pulled out the aftermarket one, just so you could kind of see the difference as far as what installation looks like. But yeah, as far as getting the stock downpipe out, it is a little bit of a pain to pull it out of the car, just because from the factory, the top portion where that V-band clamp is, it can get a little bit tight and just kind of adhered to it, just because that gasket around the top of it doesn't want to break loose. So once you do get to it and you kind of want to pull that part off, I found it was a little bit easier, I guess you could say. Oh, watch this. Oh God, we have a killer. Dun 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 dun. I'm sorry, I have to show off my dogs. They're hilarious sometimes. Look at her. Oh, she's gonna murder it. Kill her. It's a big butterfly. Pancake, I don't think you want beef with that one. Pancake. Pancake. Yeah, her name's Pancake. Then my husky over here is named Cookie, and then the fat one inside is Clyde. In case I haven't given you guys a doggy tour. Look at her, so sweet. But yeah, anyways, what I was trying to get to is whenever you go to pull that downpipe out, I found it easier to take a hammer. If you just grab a hammer and just kind of like knock it up against that top portion of the downpipe right here, which you'd be hitting it kind of from the bottom here. If you smack it there a few times, you'll get it to break loose from that, because it can be a little bit tight around that area where you're wanting to break that downpipe loose from. So give it a couple good whacks with a metal mallet, or sorry, a rubber, don't use a metal mallet, use a rubber mallet. But give it a good couple whacks up against it, and it should break loose to where you got enough leverage to just kind of fish it out from there. And then the only other thing is, as far as your O2 sensors go, they both sit right here on BMW. Yeah, BMW, unfortunately. It's good. It's a good thing. It's fine. They made it really easy to release the plugs for your O2 sensors here. So if you actually take a little knife or a little tool, pry tool or anything like that, you pull these little things back right here on those sensors. And if you stick a little pry tool in there, right there, just against the side, and just kind of move it to the side and wiggle it, you just kind of move it over, just put it in there, push to the side, this will actually slide right off of the brackets that they are sitting on. So once you pop that off, you can break it loose, slide your little tool in there, and it'll just help slide that plug right off. That way you don't have to worry about breaking any brackets or anything, which I was very surprised, and I think I just told you guys wrong, but yeah, you pop these off, squeeze it so that'll allow you to slide the plug off, right? And then to get it off of the little bracket that's holding it in place right here, get a little pry tool that you can just kind of shove under there. There we go. That you can just kind of shove underneath there, underneath the plug, push to the side. It's like a little lever, basically. Move your little pry tool to the side, grab it, and just kind of slide off at the same time. They'll slide right off. That way you can loosen up your cables on your O2 sensors right here. You basically just push to pull it off that bracket. But basically allows you just to kind of slide them out with the downpipe rather than having to try to undo and unscrew the O2 sensor off the stock pipe before even, you know, undoing the plugs, which I highly would not recommend because it would be very, very difficult. There's no reason to do it that way, and if anything, you're going to end up just stripping the nut around the O2 sensor and have a very sad and bad day and end up replacing like $200 O2 sensors. So don't do that. Just pop these guys back, grab it, pull the plug off, stick your pry tool underneath the little bracket here and push to the side, and just slide the whole thing off of this bracket. It just comes straight off. That way you can just pull the O2 sensors down. From there, you just transfer them onto the new downpipe, and you know, you're good to go. Just slide it back in there, fish them back up through the top, clamp them back on, and that's it. You know, as far as the downpipe goes, you are going to get around, you know, probably around a 40-50 horsepower increase just from stock. They do make a pretty dang good difference, and you can definitely feel it in power. From my understanding and from others, it's not just, you know, a butt dyno feeling. I mean, they definitely do make the car a good bit quicker. You are going to get more pops and crackles if, you know, you guys are into that. I do like pops and crackles myself, so if you want more noise out of the exhaust, you're definitely going to get it. Do not expect to get a ton of exhaust volume from the exhaust just because of doing a downpipe. It's not going to make any sort of crazy or drastic difference, but it does sound better and a little bit louder. It's mainly just kind of more of an emphasis on the pops and the crackle noises rather than, you know, like a booming, much louder exhaust note. If you want that, you would have to swap out the whole exhaust. Or another thing that I was going to get to is some people would be against this, but what I ended up doing for a short amount of time is I actually bought a little turn down tip that I used the angle grinder on just to cut the ends of it open a little bit so I could open it up. I took my full like catback exhaust off, and I ended up actually clamping that turn down tip to my downpipe. So I slid it on right here and just clamped it on. So imagine if this is sitting on the car like this, that's coming straight out the back to the catback going that way, and then that turn down tip was just on the end of that downpipe right there, just going out and straight down. I wish I made a video of it. I didn't make a video of it, but if you do that, it is incredibly loud. It is extremely drony in the car. It is loud as hell, but it makes this thing sound like a just balls to the wall race car. It sounds absolutely insane. And my buddy that was actually trailing me behind me, he was in his Ford Fiesta ST, and as he was riding behind me, anytime I would downshift or let off, he kept telling me that there were orange just fireballs that he could see just glowing out from underneath the car every time I would let off, just big old fireballs onto the ground. So super cool. If that's something that you want to do, if you're on a budget, you don't want to buy a full Supra exhaust, that is an idea that you can do. Buy a turn down tip from O'Reilly's, you know, or Advanced Auto Parts, wherever the heck you want to buy it from. Slip it onto the end of that downpipe and just pull your stock exhaust off, which it's just a couple bolts. It's super easy to remove the cap back off of a stock Supra. Once you do that, slide that turn down tip on, and you're like full-blown straight pipe race car, and it sounds absolutely insane. Now I did that on the stock, or on the aftermarket downpipe. I didn't try it on the stock one. I've been considering trying it on the stock one, but I'm not sure if I should. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, but nonetheless, you know, super cool, super cheap little mod that you can do to make these things sound absolutely insane. If you know that's what you want to do, it's definitely going to get you a lot of attention, and it is extremely obnoxious. So you know, take that with a grain of salt, but it is something that is super easy to do if you're on a budget. But anyways, that was just a cool, fun little show and tell as far as, you know, how to get a aftermarket Titan Motorsports or any other, you know, downpipe onto a Supra, catted or not catted. I know there's not a ton of videos so showing in super detail how to do it, so I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit as far as, you know, kind of more detailed stuff that you have to do to get that stock one off and install the new one. But that is going to be the video today. If you guys want to see more content from me, just let me know. I don't really do, you know, edited videos or anything like that. I mean, I'm just a dude with, you know, fun little cars that I like to mess around with. So I don't do tons of editing and music and all that. I just kind of like to hang out and sit and talk and chill with you guys. I feel like, you know, it's a little bit more personal, that level. You get to hang out with me at my house and my annoying dogs. And this one that does nothing but just lays there like a poor little animal. So injured, so sad. No, I promise we take good care of them. They stay in the house pretty much all day long, but once I'm out here, I like to take them outside with me so they can actually get some fresh air every once in a while. The fat one doesn't like to come outside much because he's fat and he gets very hot, and bullies don't like to be in the heat. Can make them sick, so he only gets to go out in the summertime every once in a while. I've been out here for a few minutes just talking to you guys, and I'm wiping sweat off my forehead already. So I'm gonna go head back inside. Thank you guys for tuning in, and just for a little fun little show and tell install with me, and I'll see you guys next time.